What's good? Welcome into the big studios. This is the Herb Howard Show. I am Herb Howard. Thank y'all so very much for choosing to tune in and be a part of the show. As always, make sure you leave your comments, make sure you like the video, make sure you have subscribed to the page, and share with at least one Bears or one football fan that you think would enjoy the conversation. Conversation is about the first place Chicago Bears, 8-3 alone atop the NFC North, coming off a nice, very impressive victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers, albeit I know it was against a backup quarterback, but you talk about a full three-phase game. You talk about a team that was decimated by injuries on defense, on the defensive side of the ball, continued to be that way as the game went along. It was a really, really impressive victory by the Chicago Bears. They defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-28. Continue along their winning ways, 8-3, as I said. They turn their attention quickly, though. Usually you get a day or two to kind of celebrate, soak in what you just did. They don't really have time for that. They got the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles in Philly on Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So they got to turn their attention to those guys quickly. They got to find out how they can get their bodies ready in such a short time. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you talk about the 2 day difference between a Sunday game and then a Friday game. You need those 48 hours to get your body back ready to play another NFL football game. The Bears don't have that luxury, but neither do the Eagles. They played a football game on Sunday as well. So everybody's probably going to be limping into this game 80, 85% at best. And then you go out there and put your best product on the field. You do your film study. I'm sure that the Bears have already been preparing for the Philadelphia Eagles game. I'm sure the Eagles have been preparing for the Bears game, even going back into their prep last week. So you get two teams coming into each other. It's strength versus strength. You got the Bears who lead the league in takeaways. I think they got at least four more than the next closest team. And then you got the Philadelphia Eagles, who are number one in the league in terms of protecting the ball and not turning it over on offense. Something that's going to have to give. Can the Bears find ways to force the Eagles into some turnovers, into some takeaways? And can the Eagles continue to protect the ball as they have? They obviously got all-world running back Saquon Barkley. They got reigning Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts at quarterback. We know about the weapons outside, A.J. Brown, like Devontae Smith. They got weapons all over the place. The Bears should be getting healthy, though. The Bears should be getting some reinforcements coming back onto the defensive side of the ball, especially in that secondary. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, I expect them to return this Friday. We'll find out what's going on at the linebacker spot. We know neither of the top three linebackers were able to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tremaine Edmonds is on IR, so we know he won't play. He's going to miss at least the next 3 games. The hope is that he can return sometime later in the season. That would put him right around that 49ers game, or he could potentially return for the second Packers game. But, you talk about that 49ers game, that Detroit Lions game, he could potentially be back for that as the Bears kind of gear up for their postseason run. But the rest of the linebackers are still in question. TJ Edwards, we don't know if he's going to be ready to come back yet. Ruben Hippolyte started the game as one of the linebackers against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went out after a massive collision with the massive tight end / tackle / whatever the hell that boy is. Darnell Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers plays tight end. He's 311 pounds. That block was insane, man. I hope Hippo going to be all right. Hippo already undersized, fast type of linebacker, took on that block, and he did not get up and did not return to the game. So continue to be thin at the linebacker position. You got to love what Amen Ogbongbemiga did when he came in and performed at a very, very high level, as did DeMarco Jackson, who got himself a game ball from Coach Johnson in the locker room. So you're encouraged by the performance, but you certainly want to get your top tier guys back. They were your starters. They were your highest paid guys for a reason. The Bears were down about $74 million in salary on the defensive side of the ball alone against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to get those guys back as quickly as possible. So hopefully the Bears can get healthy, give them the best chance possible as they go out there and deal with this Philadelphia Eagles offense, who on paper, they look very, very good, right? They got all the names, all the stars, all the accolades, but they haven't been producing that way. They haven't been putting up the points, the yards. There's a lot of talk about Jalen Hurts. Is he the guy? Is he not the guy? Listen, he's got the contract already. He is the guy. He's also got the accolades. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won one. He's been an MVP. So I don't know what more they want from Jalen Hurts other than them continuing to win football games like they have. They obviously lost to the Dallas Cowboys, but they have been winning games since he's been the quarterback. I expect that to be enough, but obviously it's not. People are calling for Jalen Hurts' head. They want him to play better. They want him to throw the ball to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown certainly wants him to throw the ball to A.J. Brown, but got a ton of weapons out there. They're finding ways to use them. This will be a huge challenge for the Chicago Bears defense, no matter who is on the field. They got to continue to get the production up front. Montez Sweat has been on an absolute tear. 2 more sacks on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, including a strip sack fumble that he recovered himself. The trifecta, the sack, the fumble, and the recovery all on his own. So he's playing at a really high level. It's helping everybody else to increase their play. He's being that multiplier that the Bears thought he was when they traded for him a couple of years ago, the multiplier that we saw him be when they traded for him a couple of years ago, when he became the first player to lead 2 teams in sacks for a total season. He led the Washington Commanders in sacks for that entire season based on what he had did before the trade deadline. Then he came to Chicago and led the Bears in sacks for that total season as well. His 24 season, not quite as productive. He dealt with a lot of injuries, and the production just wasn't at the level that he wants to produce at, and the Bears wanted him to produce at. But he is back to being the player that the Bears knew he could be, and the player that they brought him in to be. He's got the big contract, and he's playing up to it at this point. He's going to have to continue to be a major factor if the Bears are going to be successful and continue on this run, not only to get into the playoffs, but to start talking about seeding. It's a little bit early talking about seeding. There are 6 games left. A lot of things can change, but you continue to put yourself in good positions as you stack wins, and especially against these conference teams that are also atop the conference and looking for seeding. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in. You're going to Green Bay. Like, these are games that are going to really, really impact what that playoff picture ultimately looks like for the Chicago Bears. If they can take care of business, that will position them well for a strong postseason run. We're going to get into that and more. Coming up next, give me a salt bucket. I got my brother Eugene McIntosh joining me for a conversation. Quick look back to the Steelers game. Quick look forward to the Eagles game. Later on, we'll go around the league as well. Stay tuned. This is the Herb Howard Show.
Look, welcome to Plants on the Gridiron. It's Chicago's first and only plant-based tailgate.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Bigger world, baby.
And here's what we love. It is Chicago's most unique event. We combine health, we combine sports, love of football, and you gotta bear down. Chicago Bears, baby.
To see the community coming together and just enjoying some really good plant-based food. There's people here that are meat eaters, there's people here that are fully plant-based, and we can come together as a community and just really have an impactful event.
Because we are Chicago homegrown. Come late, the food gonna be gone.
Ayo DeSuma, Morgan Park, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Yeah, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up, y'all? This is Kyrie Irving. You're tuned into the Bigs.
What's happening is Dame Lillard, a.k.a. Dame Dollar, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up? This is D Rose, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
Welcome back inside the big studios. This is the Herb Howard Show. Appreciate all of y'all for being here, Shout out to everybody that's in the comments, leaving their thoughts, leaving their opinions. Good morning to all of y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for being here. We couldn't do it without y'all. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Leave your comments about what you think about this Bears team. You think they can go on a legitimate playoff run? It's pretty apparent the Bears are going to be in the playoffs right now. You talk about having 8 wins right now. You got 6 games to go. Even if they just go 500 and get a 3-3 record, they'll have themselves 11 wins, 11-6. Will get you in the postseason. So once they get there, what type of noise y'all think the Bears can make? Y'all think they can go on a real run and get to the conference championship, go to the Super Bowl? Y'all think they're going to be one and done? What do you think the Bears can potentially do in the postseason? That's the conversation that the Bears are starting to have right now. They're trying to take it 1 week at a time, but position themselves for a good postseason run. After the game on Sunday, we were inside the Bears locker room talking to some of the guys. We had a conversation with Darnell Wright, Jaquan Smith, and running back / defensive tackle Javon Dexter. Let's go inside the Bears locker room.
Inside the Bears locker room, we got right tackle Darnell Wright. Darnell, I don't know when they decide who's playing all-pro and all-pro team, but you're playing at an all-pro level right now for sure. What's it been like to have that consistency and dominance for more than half a season?
I mean, I would say, in my opinion, I don't know if I'm playing to the standard that I think I want to play. I do think I've been playing better, but there's definitely, plays that I wish I had back in some games, each game. But I mean, that happens when you're going against good players. But yeah, yeah, for sure.
But hey, y'all had a chance today with those edge rushers, right? You got Kirby, you got Wyatt, you got Highsmith. What was the game plan going into it, and how y'all going to go about dealing with those guys?
Yeah, I think the main thing, it was kind of just, there wasn't necessarily I appreciate them that, they believed in me to, go out there and handle it one-on-one. I feel like I did a decent job. I definitely had a player or two I wish I could have back. Obviously, you've already seen it, but, with the stuff we got going on, it's kind of what we got to do. But yeah, he's a good ass rusher, so he's going to win some interest. Yeah.
With the passing game still kind of finding its way in some of these games, the run game has been so consistent. Came into this week second in the league in rushing. What have y'all done up front, and what's it been like the process of gelling with the brand new interior that's allowed the running game to kind of speculate its offense?
Yeah, I think it's definitely big when you can run the ball, and that can be a consistent thing for it, to stay on track. It's just kind of everybody, executing their assignments pretty much, and just being physical, and the running backs, reading it one hole at a time. Nobody trying to be Superman, just doing our job.
I know, man. I appreciate you. Stay healthy. Thank you. We inside the Bears winning locker room. Got to say, Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan, what was the communication like today with all the turnovers and linebacker? Even through this game, you still had a lot of turnovers at linebacker. What was the communication like from the second level back to y'all at third level? Although you get the second level anyway.
Yeah, I feel like the communication was great. There was no drop off, which was amazing. And like I said before, guys just being themselves, being comfortable, communicating out loud, make sure, the D-line's getting adjusted, the secondary getting adjusted, and we just playing football, so I feel like it was amazing.
What was the key to y'all coming up, down the stretch, y'all had to get a few stops? They had some good drives early, came at the 95-yard drive. What was the key when y'all get the stops to come up together?
Yeah, just guys, just wanted to be a finisher, figure out who was going to finish the game, but really just play our type of defense. Just make sure we lock in on our keys, make sure, we execute our technique and, finish the ball game.
Yeah, you had any action with 80 out there?
Yeah, it was maybe 2-3 plays trying to block me, and then the one where he was trying to break a whole bunch of tackles, and I just came in and stopped all that and just let him know that he didn't go nowhere. So just make sure, because on film, he bullying everybody. I'm not with none of that.
He 3'11", bro.
Yeah, 3'11". You gotta come down and hit him some way, somehow. Can't be scared.
You definitely ain't that, brother. Appreciate you. Stay healthy.
Definitely appreciate it.
All right. Inside the Bears winning locker room with running back, defensive line. Javon Dexter, I got a message for you real quick.
Sounds good.
I had the fumble, ball pop out. I see big 99 going to it. I'm like, fall on it. You was looking for the scoop and score.
Yeah, city fumble. I seen in my head, clear grass. I'm trying to scoop, get that, get some points.
I believe at that point we was down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get some points on the board. Felt like I had a little space. Next time, I guess I need to get a little lower, get my hands on the ball, maybe even jump on it.
Man, 6'6", talking about getting a little lower. What was the key, you know what I mean, down the stretch when y'all need to get the stops? Y'all continue to come up with the big plays down the stretch. I just feel like the defensive line is just coming together as a whole in terms of how y'all rush as one.
Right. I mean, yeah, today Montez was able to capitalize, but this whole, like you say, each week we've gotten better on understanding on our rush lanes, you know what I mean, when we can take our shots, how we can take our shots, and just rushing together, collapsing the pocket. Grady did a pretty good job, I've seen today, with, you know what I mean, swarming around the quarterback, and it may not be a sack hit or, you know what I mean, but he feels that and he'll end up getting the ball out, making a quick decision, and it always ain't the best decision. So
yeah, and he got 2 tip balls in that. What was the communication like from the linebackers up to y'all in the front? I mean, there was a lot of turnover at linebacker today, obviously, and they continue even through the game. How was the communication in terms of, you know, getting you guys lined up, shifts, whatever you have to do?
Yeah, it was great. Those guys practiced like that all week. They was able to get that communication to us all week, and DJ did a great job at letting us know, you know what I mean, what we was gonna be in, and getting us set, getting us down, and when we needed to communicate, he did. So he stepped up there for us today.
8-3. Dexter, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ray.
Yep.
Bring it in, bring it in, bring it back. What's happening? Welcome back to the Herb Howard Show. Just went inside the locker room, had a chance to talk to big fella Darnell Wright. Jaquan Brisker is his actual last name. And then the big fella, Gervon Dexter. Had some fun with Big Dex, man. Pause. Because I know how ignorant y'all get in here. Had some fun with him about his potential fumble recovery. On Montez Sweat's sack, when he stripped the ball out, it bounced, and Javon Dexter's eyes must have got big as a softball because he ran over there thinking he was finna scoop and score. Javon Dexter is 6'6", 300 and a bunch of pounds. Running over there and bending over is not real for you, Javon. As soon as I walked up to him in the locker room before the video, as soon as I walked up to him, he like, hey, don't come over here playing with me, Joe. I already know. I'm like, no, you don't know. What was you thinking that you was going to pick up that ball with scoop and score? He was like, man, I saw a bunch of green grass. I thought I was to the crib. I said, boy, you thought you was a running back. That's what you thought you was. Fall your big ass on the ball and call it a day. He thought he could scoop and score, but that was hilarious, man. Shout out to Javon Dexter. That's the homie. Checking in with the Pelly, too. He might be from out west. I don't know. That's must be where he be hanging out at with the Pelly on. Jaquan Brisker, absolutely hilarious in terms of talking about what happened with the tight end from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Washington is, I don't know how tall he is, but I know he's 311 pounds. Jaquan Brisker talking about tackling that. I want to holler about that at Gene. But first, let me get into some of these comments. Super chat. Mom, appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everybody else. I put my mom on Thanksgiving suspension, no cooking. She trying to stand up and cook for some hours. She got her own stuff she dealing with. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. Tell everybody good luck.
Mama, take it easy.
Tell everybody good luck. So happy Thanksgiving to you as well. It's probably gonna kill her to not be cooking all day Wednesday and into Thursday, but she'll be all right, man. If they beat the Eagles, anything is possible after that. I don't disagree with you. I think it's all in front of the Bears right now. Let me bring in my player partner, as he likes to say, Eugene McIntosh. Give me a sawbuck, good brother.
What's the Bidnowski?
The reverse psychology worked. You picked the Bears to
Come
lose
on, man.
intentionally, and they came through big dubs.
Big dubs. Man, look, if you would have told me back in August when
What?
you were going back and forth to training camp that the Bears would be 8-3 heading into Thanksgiving holidays,
First place in the North.
I would have
North,
smacked
North,
you back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
and I would have been right there with you.
I think they're a win away from where probably 50% of Bears fans had them at 9-8.
Yeah.
I think I may have had them at 8-9 or 9-8. I'm not sure. But hey, man, sounds like a broken record, but you never apologize for getting them big dubs. I know last week we said the Pittsburgh Steelers week would be the start of the grind where we really get to see who these guys are.
Yeah.
But seeing that they got to duck Aaron Rodgers,
Mason Rudolph.
I mean, again, you take the W's as they come, but now this last 6-game stretch, starting with the Super Bowl champions and the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts, now I think is a stretch where we get to see who these guys are and what exactly they are made of.
Hey, if it ain't against the Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs, who is it going to be against,
Straight
right?
up.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, I think it was the Bears' most impressive win to this point in the season, even without the landlord playing at the crib.
Hey, people hated you calling him the landlord.
People
bro.
can hate whatever they want to hate. The records speak for itself.
What's
The
the
man,
de- what's
25-5 against them people.
What's the definition of a landlord? What's the ghetto definition of a landlord?
Who run this building, fam?
Okay.
He run the building. He come in there, he take over, he leave with dubs, and he let the fans know that last time with the Packers, like, I still own this, I still own you. Like,
He did.
you don't like it,
Do something about it.
should have beat him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't like him being a landlord. It's a little too late for that. The man dominated that building for about 15 years. Either way, the Bears didn't have to play him. They played Mason Rudolph, but they did so extremely shorthanded on defense. Very, very impressive job by the coaches. I know players win games, but I want to give the coaches some props right here for keeping guys ready to play. You lose all 3 of your top linebackers, you like, this is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big issue for the Bears defense. They only gave up 21 points.
Big dubs, man.
Yeah.
Big dubs. Caleb Williams.
Caleb.
There was spurts. So I kind of course, again, coming to do this show with you, I got to do the knowledge, go back and do some fact checking.
19 of 35 on the afternoon, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Shout out to Suge for the stats today. 3 touchdowns, no picks. He did have the egregious fumble in the end zone. TJ Watt strip sacked him in the end zone. Pittsburgh Steelers fell on it for a touchdown. That was Caleb's fault. He's got to do better in that situation. But all in all, man, continues to protect the football for the most part. Continues to play well enough for the Bears to get big dubs.
Couple throws.
Oh, man.
Couple missed throws. A few missed throws.
He was airmailing joints early in that game.
Early in the game, but he did play well in the red zone.
Yep.
Made some tight throws. Made one to DJ Moore. Made one to Colston Loveland. I want to know what you think. So we watch Caleb, and we're all in the press box, and it's like, man, Swift is open in the flat. Loveland, the Komet, they open over the middle.
Yeah, man.
You know more about the play calling, the schemes, the reads. I would love to know, like, where are Caleb's eyes when he's back there in the pocket? Because it seems like, and you're a former quarterback,
right.
So Donovan McNabb is one of my guys. So
right.
he taught me a little bit about the position, what you're looking for, how to read 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. But it seems like to me, if Caleb doesn't get that first read, which a lot of times it feel like it's Rome Odunze, when he doesn't get that first read, it's like now he's scatterbrained.
Yeah.
So what do you see back there?
What you want to do from a quarterback perspective is mirror your eyes and your feet, right? So you get to your drop. If you hit your back foot on your last step of your drop and you hitch up and you're ready to go, that's going to be your first read. If that is not there, your eye should then move as your feet move to the second read, third read. Now, I cannot sit up here and pretend to tell y'all that I know what his reads are on every play. I don't know that. I would have to be his offensive coordinator, his quarterback's coach to know that. What I do know from playing the position and studying this game for as long as I have is the formations and what that means in terms of what's going to be available to him. So before every play, you hear me in the booth, like, what do we got? Okay, we got trips left. Okay, we got twins. Okay, we got tight, like whatever we got.
Now you be like 90% right on this stuff too, man.
Yeah, no, because you can see it. You can understand what the formation is, what the defense is doing. That will dictate to you what's going to come open. That's what Caleb Williams is doing. Just having played quarterback, I can do the same thing. Not at their level, but I can do the same thing in terms of, okay, here's our offensive formation. Here's the defense. I can pretty much predict who's going to come open first. I do not know what his first reads are, but understanding where the ball could go and should go, I can tell that before the snap.
Explain to the fans why there's always a man in motion.
You do that to get a read on the defense. You're trying to figure out, and Ben Johnson, Coach Ben Johnson uses it as well as anybody. You're trying to get a read on the defense. Are they in man coverage? Are they in zone? If you send somebody across in motion and the player who was guarding him on this side comes across with him, you know they are in man coverage right now. If he doesn't come across with him, they are in zone. That'll dictate to you where you can go with the ball. That'll also dictate to the receivers what to do in their routes. Do I get to my route and sit down in the vacated zone area, or do I carry it through because it's man coverage? So you get a lot of information pre-snap. That's what all the cadence is about. That's what all the movement, pre-snap motion is about. You're trying to get a read for exactly what the defense is doing, because make no mistake about it, they're trying to disguise what they're doing. They want to show you something, and then post-snap, they want to give you something else. They want to show you two high safeties, post-snap, drop one down and rotate the other one over, or vice versa. They want to show you zone, then actually being man. They want to show you a four-man front, then bring pressure. They want to show pressure and then drop out. So they're trying to confuse the quarterback as well. It's a cat and mouse game that goes back and forth, but you understand what it is that you're trying to do. You get the best read possible from the defense, and you should understand where that ball's going to go. When Colston Loveland was lined up in the red zone, it was obvious that he was going to be able to break in and get the slant. He ran a great route, and Caleb put a great football right on him with perfect timing. Cole Kmet going down the seam. These are things that you can see early, and those are the things that I'm looking for, man. I tell people all the time, I'm rarely watching the football, right? A lot of people watch the game and they're just watching the football to understand, what's happening, where's the football going. That's cool. But for me, at a different understanding of the game, I can tell where the football is going to go based on what everybody else is doing. So I don't have to watch the football. I can watch the secondary. I can watch the offensive linemen. I can watch the linebackers, and that'll tell me what's about to happen with the football.
Let's look forward to Friday, man.
Philly.
What is the key?
Broad Street Bullies.
Is it Philly giving a healthy dose of Saquon? Because I've seen a few games this year, he gets single-digit carries, and it baffles me.
Yeah.
But I feel like, especially after this last loss to the Cowboys, Saquon and A.J. Brown were basically non-factors. So I feel like going into this game, going into this last stretch of football games too, you have to start to get those guys more involved in the offense. The Eagles have continued to find ways to win without them being heavily involved. But for the Bears, I think them having trouble stopping the run game this season, I think we get a healthy dose of Saquon, which opens up that play action for them that they try to exploit us with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown downfield.
No doubt about it, the Eagles have been struggling offensively. And never mind the names on the back of the jerseys and what you think they are, they've struggled offensively. And this hasn't been a great year for Saquon Barkley. He's not having that MVP type season that he had last year. And so he's trying to get going. I'm sure they want to get that running game going, and that'll help them in terms of what they want to do in the passing game as well. The Bears defense has not been great against the run, right? They're great at taking the ball away, and that's phenomenal, but they've been susceptible to the running game for the majority of this season. And the Eagles are going to look to exploit that. They're going to look to get Saquon Barkley going. The Bears have to be committed to stopping the run early, make them a one-dimensional team. Then you can get some pressure on Jalen Hurts. Then you can play different coverages on the back end to try to confuse them and try to get some takeaways. But I think in that first quarter and a half of the game, the Eagles are going to try to establish that running game. The Bears are going to have to be up to the task in terms of shutting down Saquon Barkley, making the Eagles a one-dimensional team, and then trying to force some of those takeaways, because the Eagles offense, they're certainly trying to find their way back to their Super Bowl form. They're still 8-3. They still first place. They cool, but they talking about that Super Bowl form. They just haven't been at it yet.
And for the Bears
are going to have to continue to do what they do. Protect the football on offense, take it away on defense. That's what they've done. That's what they've established themselves in terms of an identity. They need to get the running game going. Didn't have such a good day running the ball against the Steelers, but they're going to have to figure out how to get the running game going against the Eagles. They got to take advantage also of the opportunities that come early. They did a good job in terms of getting touchdowns on the takeaways against the Steelers. That has to continue. Can't continue to get the field goals or the punts on those extra possessions. Those are extra possessions for you, an extra opportunity for you to put points on the board. If you can get 7 instead of 3, that goes a long way for you beating the team, especially going on the road to Philly. That's a tough environment. That's a tough place to play. Caleb, those throws that he's been missing early in games, and it's not just last week, it's been for several weeks. He's going to have to hit those throws early, get a Bears an opportunity to get out to a lead. That will also take away the Saquon Barkley factor. If you can get a lead, then they got to throw the ball to kind of catch up. They can't run as much as they want to. So get out to an early start for the Bears offensively, shut down that run game defensively, and then I'll feel good about what the Bears can do in the second half of that game.
It's a stingy Eagles defense, man. We're going to need Caleb to be much more accurate, a little more precision, and take a little bit off of the throws. Everything doesn't have to be a bullet, man. Take a little bit off of those mid-seam routes.
Yeah.
Get it there and let those athletes do work, man. Let Coastal Loveland, let Luther Burden Jr., let Rome and DJ and those guys do their work after the catch, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man.
What say you?
I'm going Eagles, man. You know how much I hate the Eagles.
This reverse psychology or
no,
this
is
Eagles?
real. This is real.
Okay.
Now we got the reverse psychology out the way. Now we being real, man. I'm not a big fan of the Philadelphia Eagles ever since they did my boy Donovan McNabb wrong.
Yeah.
So, but I've got to keep it real. They are the Super Bowl champs, and that defense is something else, man. And then they got that bogus tush push that I'm so not a fan of, but it's been so highly effective for those guys, man. It's disgusting.
Same thing we were talking about A-Rod. You don't like it, do something about it, right? The best thing you could do to stop the Eagles from tush push
is keep them from the goal.
Is perform on first and second down. Because if you get them, if they get to 3rd and 1, it's coming. If they get down to the goal line, it's coming. Keep them off the goal line. Keep them from 3rd and 1. You don't got to worry about the tush push. What you do on 1st and 2nd down, be worried about that. Don't be so mad about what they did on 3rd and 4th down if you didn't get the job done on 1st and 2nd down. You don't want to let them get to 3rd and short. Now you know what's coming, and you know you can't stop it.
The 3-game win streak comes to an end. Philadelphia Eagles 24, Chicago Bears 14.
24-14. They go down by 10. Listen, I've picked the Eagles since the schedule came out. That just was a game that the Bears were not going to win going to Philly. That didn't seem optimal to me in terms of the Bears' chances to win. But I look at those two teams right now, how they're playing football. The Eagles not playing very well offensively. The Bears defense continuing to take the ball away, and the Bears offense continuing to put up points on the board. I feel decent about the Bears' chance to go get a dub. I think I'm going to take the Bears to go into Philly, taking the Bears 24-21, man. Close game, 4-quarter game, taking the Bears 24-21. It might come down to a Cairo kick at the end.
I hope it doesn't come down to a Cairo kick at the end.
Man, shout out to Cairo. Y'all bogus on y'all. The recency bias on Cairo ain't fair, man. Cairo has been consistent. He's the most accurate kicker in Bears history.
Over Kevin Butler?
Over Kevin Butler, over Robbie Gould. He surpassed
Robbie Gould.
Yeah, he surpassed Robbie Gould in terms of 50-yard makes, 50-plus yard makes. He's got 24 of those now. So, listen, I know he got hurt. I know he came back, missed a couple, but I still got a ton of faith in what Cairo is able to do in terms of making his kicks. I'm good with him up to about 55 yards. I feel comfortable with Cairo up to 55 yards. I think if it comes down to a late game kick, Cairo gets it done.
Big dubs. Let's get it, man.
9-3 Chicago Bears coming back in first place. That's what I'm predicting on Friday. Make sure y'all are here with us on Friday. We're going to do the post-game show right after the game is over. We will be here in the studio getting to the recap of the Bears game when I think they'll be 9-3. Gene thinks they'll be 8-4. Either way, they'll still be in solid position for what they want to do going forward. So, I appreciate you, my brother. As always,
You know this.
got to take a quick break. When we come back, going to go around the league. What other games are important, not only to the Bears, but to the entire NFL playoff picture? I'm going to go around the league and see some games that I got my eye on this weekend.
I am DeSuma, Morgan Park, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up, y'all? This is Kyrie Irving. You're tuned into the Bigs.
What's happening is Dame Lillard, a.k.a. Dame Dollar, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up? This is D Rose, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
Welcome back to the Herb Howard Show. I want to thank all y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody that's been in the comment section. Greatly appreciate what y'all saying, what y'all opinions are. Continue to drop your comments. I want to pull some of those up if we can so I can read some. We got the small screen going today, so I can't really read them that well. 9-3 upcoming. Bear down. I don't see the name. I would shout the name, but it's just a little. We're on the side screen. That's small for me, and I can't see it. I'm getting old. One, Caleb Williams takes too many step back. And two, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all making that a real size. One, Caleb Williams takes too many steps back. And two, when there's nothing to throw the ball away. Yeah, no, for sure. He's got to be more aware of when to get the ball out of his hands, know when the play is dead. Shout out to Shannon. OG family right there. Appreciate you, Shannon. He's got to understand when to get the ball out of his hands and when to throw the ball away. When the play is done, I know he likes to do his Superman act and extend the play and all that. Got to get the ball out of your hands when it is over with. Let's jump around the league right quick, and we'll come back to some of these comments. Go around the league on some games I got my eyes on. The Packers, Lions, another NFC North game. We had the Packers play the Vikings this past week. They took care of business. The Lions, unfortunately, were able to come back on the Giants and win that game in overtime. Otherwise, the Bears will have a 2-game lead. But the Packers are at the Lions. That's going to be a huge game. I don't even know who to root for, right? You got the Packers right behind the Bears. You got the Lions, a little bit closer right behind the Bears. So I guess I'm going to root for the Packers, which is always a tough thing for me to do. But I want to see the Lions, take another L, take another step back from the Bears. The Bears will have the opportunity next week to deal with the Packers themselves. So I'm going to root for the Packers in this game to go to Detroit and get a dub. It's going to be a tough thing for them to do, but that's what I'm hoping happens. The Chiefs are in Jerry's world. They go see the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys feeling good about themselves, coming off a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Now they play the other team that was in the Super Bowl last year, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are fighting for their lives right now. So that should be a good game. The Cowboys also fighting for their playoffs lives. We'll see what happens on those. Those will be Thanksgiving Day games as well. That's on Turkey Day, those two particular games. This weekend, the Texans are at the Colts. The Texans continue to play good football. They're trying to get themselves positioned to be a wild card team in the playoffs as they come out that AFC South, where the Indianapolis Colts are going to win that division. But the Texans trying to get some wild card positioning. They play the Colts in that AFC South matchup. We'll see if the Texans can gain some ground or if the Colts continue to play at a very high level, although they did not get it done this week against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Vikings are at the Seahawks. It's not the Vikings at the Seahawks. Somebody is at the Seahawks. I wrote that wrong in my notes. But the Seahawks, is it the Rams? Oh, my bad. I'm messing up on who they had. But it's a big game going on in Seattle. Two other teams that are vying for playoff positioning. Got to see what happens out there as well. Seahawks got a really good defense. Gene pointed that out earlier in the week, I think in the post-game show. Seahawks got a really, really good defense as well. We'll see what happens in that game. Then finally, the Bills are at the Steelers. The Vikings, it is the Vikings? I thought I was tweaking. Okay, it is the Vikings versus the Seahawks. Okay, so the Seahawks should have an opportunity to go out there and continue to play at a high level. So the Bills are at the Steelers. The Bills, they've been sketchy lately, man. I don't know what's up with them. And then the Steelers obviously coming off the loss against the Bears. That should be a good game. Two teams that continue to vie for playoff seeding. The Bills are in that AFC East with the Patriots, who've played good football all season long. It's all about trying to get that seeding, trying to get those home playoff games right now. So everybody will be actively involved. In the Steelers, they 6-5 now. So are the Baltimore Ravens, who started out terribly, seemed like they were buried. Without Lamar Jackson, they come back into the conversation now. So the Steelers need wins. That'll be a good game as well. This has been a good show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate it. It means the world to me that y'all choose to check in, share y'all opinions, share y'all bread with the super chat. That's always, always greatly appreciated. And also share the video with somebody that you think would appreciate this type of Bears and NFL football conversation. We got to go. We will be back here with y'all, like I said, on Friday, post game after the Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Chicago Bears. Shout out to P.I. doing all the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to the boss, Terrence Tomlin, doing what he does. He's yelling at us per usual. Gino, as always, for the Sawbuck. Most importantly, thank y'all, man. My name is Herb Howard. We'll see y'all on Friday. Until then, y'all be good to each other. Peace.